My brothers, we are now 28 subs. I just want to say thank you for all of your support. And remember, I'll do my best to make these videos for you to enjoy. Also, one important thing to note. This channel will be informative, but not in a formal way like other channels. It will include jokes, humor, and story times. So if you plan to use this and other videos as some form of studying for a test, you'll need to study more through other mediums. But if you want to inform yourself about the main idea of topics, then you are in the right place. And lastly, a message for YouTube. This channel is not for kids, and I'll make sure I'll keep it that way. Okay, now to the video. Today we're going to talk about Pompeii. No, not this Pompeii, that Pompeii, one of Rome's most recognizable cities. And in this video, we're going to talk about the famous city of Pompeii, from its foundation to its fatal destruction and the rediscovery of the buried city. So, without further ado, let's get started. Everything started between 7th and 6th century BC, located in modern-day Naples, Italy. At the moment, a group of Oscan-speaking people from Campania, a region of the Italic peninsula, said to themselves, "Hey, let's settle and build a city near that mountain and that river." Okay, and so they did. With their strength and dedication, they built a city. In the early times, the place wasn't as big or recognized as we know later on, but it sure was impressive. Later on, the city became one of the most important trade centers at the time. Which, for those who don't know what it is, a trade center is a place to trade goods. The city became a key spot for many neighbors around the area, such as ancient Greece, the civilization of Etruscan and Samnium. Around 400 BC, a group of Italic tribes named Samnites went and conquered the city. Later on, in 3rd century BC, the Romans got to the city and conquered it, now becoming part of their empire. And afterwards, the city became bigger and much more important, because the Romans used it to export goods, such as wine and olive oil, to territories of modern-day France and Spain. It became so extensive that the Romans decided to make it official and name the city Veneria Cornelia Pompeianorum, or, in short term, Pompeii. Pompeii was really influenced by the Romans, culturally and architecturally, to the point in which we now see the city of Pompeii as the one we know and recognize, which also includes interesting temples, buildings, and statues. Everything went well for the citizens. Well, mostly, because there were some bad moments such as an earthquake that happened around 62 AD, which caused heavy damages to the city. But aside from that, everything went well for the Romans. Until the day arrived. The city is going well in their location, close to a river and near a big mountain. Except it's not a mountain, it is in fact a volcano. This volcano is called Mount Vesuvius. Having a height of 1,281 meters, or 4,203 feet for Americans, this is one of the largest volcanoes in Naples. Some of you may ask, what caused its eruption? Well, there were two main reasons that caused the explosion. First, the earthquake that I mentioned a moment ago not only shook the city of Pompeii, it also shook the volcano, which led the magma chambers to inflate. And second, is because of a gas buildup in the viscous lava. Kinda like a balloon, which after inflating too much, it explodes. These factors were affecting Mount Vesuvius for quite some time, and it kept going until August 24th, 79 AD, when the mountain had too much buildup and suddenly this happened. The volcano has erupted. It had spewed so much smoke, molten lava, and ash that in the matter of minutes, the city of Pompeii no longer received sunlight. It also caused tremendous earthquakes that caused structures and buildings to fall apart. The citizens started to panic, and chaos started to unfold. Moments after the eruption, the lava that had been spewed has cooled down and turned into a special type of rock called pumice, which is basically solidified lava. These materials fall towards the city like rain, damaging buildings, statues, structures, and injuring or even killing people on the spot. After a while, the magma chamber inside the volcano has been emptied, and suddenly a portion of the volcano has collapsed. This leads to the beginning of a great wave of pyroclastic surge. which in definition are burning avalanches made up of rocks, gas, and ash. This avalanche, produced by the collapse of Mount Vesuvius, was traveling at high speeds towards Pompeii, which led to its final destruction. Before this happened though, the city is already in ruins. Some people are on the shore, waiting for ships to land safely and take the evacuators. Some are in their homes, waiting for the chaos to end. Some are asphyxiating in shelters due to toxic gas, and others are just plain dead. Later on, the final moments of Pompeii have arrived. The avalanche has reached the city, covering the entire place and consuming the last spots of Pompeii. Buildings, statues, people, everything. Afterwards, the volcano kept going for the next 18 hours, according to Gaius Plinius Secundus, a Roman author, naturalist, and natural philosopher who also died in Pompeii. It might be possible to make a short biography of him because of his interest in life, but that will be for another time. After those 18 hours or so, the volcano becomes quiet again. The clouds of ash that were covering the sky were vanishing, and the city was completely buried. To be more specific, the city has been covered from 14 to 17 feet, or from 4 to 5 meters, worth of ash and pumice. And thus, the place has been like that, frozen with little to no interruption for hundreds of years, until it was rediscovered by an architect named Domenico Fontana in the 16th century. But the excavations didn't start until 1748, around 200 years later. The good news is that the ash and pumice that cover the city has preserved the remains really well, meaning that archaeologists could easily find structures and artifacts and study them to find out what they are and what they can do. Throughout time, they have discovered many things, such as jewelry, artworks, graffiti, food remains, and people covered in ash, some of them looking very odd. Like this one, who died by a huge brick coming at their face. Not only they have found people covered in ash, they also found horses, dogs, and boars covered in pumice. The archaeologists kept digging and discovering new stuff all the way to the present, when they still keep digging and keep discovering. Some experts say that around a third of the city is still buried by pumice and ash, waiting to be discovered. And that is a quick summary of the city of Pompeii and its unfortunate destruction. An interesting thing about this is that there is a movie dedicated to its destruction of Pompeii, which is called Pompeii. I don't really recommend this movie if you only like to see the annihilation of the city, but in my opinion, it's entertaining. So if you are bored and don't have any movies to watch, give it a go. This isn't a sponsor, I just want to mention that. And that's it. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more of these interesting facts, like the video and subscribe to the channel. It will help me a lot to make more of these videos. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you later with another random topic.